Joe, mate. Can you hear it yet? Like, I can hear it down in Brighton, so you must be doing by now.
I can. There's something in the background, George. Could just. What is it? What is it, mate? What are you getting at?
There is a deep hum of English pride stemming from God's own county of Yorkshire. Because baby Tom has done it. He's grown into a man. He can move on to full-sized pork pies now because he did it on Bastille Day.
Tom Pidcock, the young man from Ilkley, has won what is effectively the Queen stage of the Tour de France. Mm-hmm. We are talking pre-1914 British hegemonic dominance. Mm-hmm. It is remarkable to behold, George. I can barely breathe here. Many mm-hmm. areas are moist right now. Mm-hmm. It's all very wet here in Yorkshire. I would love to show you right now. There are tables of supporters with the white rose going everywhere. Mm-hmm. Pork pies, mm-hmm. tea, Yorkshire tea, obviously. Tea. Sean Bean's down there. Michael mm-hmm. Parkinson's down there. Mm-hmm. Jeffrey Boycott's there, of course. It's ridiculous, George. They really have latched onto this. Yorkshire has gone global, mm-hmm. and I'm living every minute of it. It's supreme. Yes, Tom Pidcock, you fucking legend, mate.
Like, what can you say? Bottom of Alpe Du Huez just goes, sticks in it, and just goes and just.
Yeah, who's in the group? You've got Louis Meinkees, remarkable climber, GC contender in his heyday 5 years ago. You've got Chris Froome, who I don't know whether you've heard, he's won a few races in his time.
A couple.
Yeah, a couple big ones, couple big boys. Bit of a numpty now, but there we go. Yeah, just rides off from everybody, gets 10 or 15 seconds, mm-hmm. and then decides, do you know what? 10 or 15 seconds, that's not quite good enough for me. I think mm-hmm. I'll take a minute on one of the best climbers in the world. I'll just ride off, mate. Stick it in the big dog. Dutch corner, turn 13, everything's mm-hmm. orange. Mr. Vander whatever is pissed. Mm-hmm. It's fantastic. Mm-hmm. He's on his Pinarello. He's got his yellow helmet on. He's a little bloke. He's, super smooth pedal strokes. Mm-hmm. It's majestic. Absolutely majestic. I'm all for it. To be honest, if he wasn't in a relationship, I'd marry the man. But there we go.
I mean, if we were saying that Wout van Aert was riding with his chopper in the first week, then Tom Pidcock was riding on 1840s imperialism there.
Oh, it was. Yeah, this was some very offside manoeuvres that were going ahead earlier. This was back to times where we did some fairly questionable activities, and Tom Pidcock channeled it. Mm-hmm. This was geopolitical dominance, the mm-hmm. like of which we are very unlikely to see again. Mm-hmm. This was phenomenal, and it was. I'm rattled, George. I'm a wordsmith, and I don't really know what to say, mate. That is the extent to which
to be British. Thomas back into the top three. A Yorkshireman on the top flight of the podium. First win for Little Tom.
First win for Little Tom.
Just
Little Tom. I can't wait for my action. I can't wait for my little Tom Pidcock action figure to come in the post. It's going to be brilliant. I'm going to have him on my little mantelpiece with his yellow helmet and his arms raised aloft. It's just.
It makes you proud to be 5'7". It makes you proud to be from Britain. And on Bastille Day, and yesterday we both picked French people who were going to win. Both of them blew up.
Yeah, Romain Bardet, David Gaudu sat in the wheels all day thinking, Jumbo-Visma will chase the breakdown. It'll be a piece of piss. Thibaut Pinot, what is he doing? The man's a laughingstock. Get out of town, my man. David Gaudu, Romain Bardet, useless, white flag waving, swarthy bastards that don't even deserve to be on a carbon fibre bicycle at the minute. They are so useless. Tom Pidcock mm-hmm. is the boy. Yes, that's all I have to say on the matter. They should be embarrassed by how imperious Tom Pidcock has been today. It was phenomenal, George. I can't stress how good it was.
The whole of the world has been thoroughly beaten today by Yorkshire.
Yorkshire, yeah,
Yorkshire,
absolutely, Yorkshire. Speaking as a Yorkshireman, viewers, you may not know from my somewhat southern tinge, I am actually from the East Yorkshire region of Hull. Yes, got it. Yeah, The East Yorkshire region of Hull, I'm a proper Yorkshire, well, not proper Yorkshireman, but I'm definitely a beta Yorkshireman. But we'll take it as it comes. There's a Jubilee Tom Pidcock party going on outside my house on the street. Like, come on, how much more Yorkshire can you get, mate? I'm gonna go whippet racing tomorrow in honour of him. Just gonna go full Yorkshire, boys. Yeah.
Well,
I've got my flat cap in the hallway. That's going. I'm going for some pilsners later on. We'll get the flat cap on. We'll forget our H's and our T's, and be mildly xenophobic in the pub. Why not, boys?
Well, speaking of being stupidly fast like a whippet, some of his downhill descents the man's bike control is unbelievable. Like the smoothness of the lines as he was descending down the first two climbs was just.
What it was I would describe it as frenetic professionalism. So that he was always in control, but he looked like at any moment that he could plummet into a ravine and lose his life. So he knew what he was doing, but what he was doing was coaxing us all into thinking that he was being a daredevil, but in fact it was all just for the theatre, all for the melodramatic show. He knew exactly what he was doing. All he was doing was just putting time into his competitors and just flying down hills and 180-degree hairpins that I wouldn't even want to do, kind of on a mountain bike, let alone on a road bike. So yeah,
doing
daredevil stuff. Even I think Bradley Wiggins commented on it, didn't he? Because obviously he's doing a very crucial job on that motorbike. Great insight from Bradley Wiggins, can we just say? That will be questioned at some point this weekend when we do an ITV versus Eurosport comparison of coverage on the Tour de France, because I've got some very harsh and potentially scurrilous and litigious words to say on the what would you say? Just general lack of quality of ITV. But there we go. Well, that's for another conversation for another day.
Well, this short and quite wonderful celebration of Tom Pidcock's 85 km an hour descending speed straight into the top 10 of the GC and his sublime.
How much did he win? But was he like three or 4 minutes in? No, as in front of the GC group. Was it like 3 minutes or something?
I was busy doing something else at that point.
Yeah, true. To be fair, Yeah, what's it called? Yeah. The solo road to sexual pleasure. Is that what it's called?
I don't know, but he was solo roading just the whole way up Alpe Du Huez, and it was a pleasure. It was a genuine pleasure and made you proud to be in the little island nation. Yeah. Just from little Tom.
Yeah. In England's green and pleasant land. Just for context, viewers, this wasn't planned. This was not going to happen today. We were I was sat in the pub. I was, I think, 2 or 3 pints deep. I thought, fair enough. I haven't got much time today. I won't be able to.
I'm meant to be at work.
Yeah, he's sacrificing. What is it? Is it £12 an hour, George? By any chance? How do you know?
Oh yeah, but we're from the south, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, true. Money's not an object, is it? Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah.
We're not like little Tom needs it.
Yeah, we've only just got like Uber and contactless down here, up here. So let's just chill out, mate. But yeah, this was not meant to happen. Me and George are both meant to be in diametrically opposite places, but here we are. What would you say? Situations and occurrences have forced us into this place, and I'm all for it. And Tom could do it again. He could, this isn't the end. Regardless of what he said in his interview, in a typical Yorkshire fashion, if I get dropped every day. And lose time or whatever, he doesn't care because he's won on Alpe Du Huez, which is completely fair enough. In long term, he said he wants to win the Tour de France one day. He wants to be a GC rider. So again, this is going to be a long term piece of fertilquence from Joe Spivey. I'm going to say that in the next 4 or 5 years, Thomas, I don't know his middle name, Pidcock, will win the Tour de France.
Don't like that, Joe.
Why don't you like that?
As long as you never put money on him, we're all safe.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Promise now. Put it on the internet. You are never putting money on.
No, I won't. No, I'm not going to put my money where my mouth is. There will be no pecuniary incentive for Tom Pidcock to win the Tour de France. But
Keep cursing Colombians, that's fine, but leave Tom alone.
Yeah, Danny Martinez dropped by a long way again, but we're not here to discuss that shell, that utter shell, whose family should disown him. But yeah, but no, I predicted Vingegaard, and I didn't put money behind him, so that's clearly the yardstick for cycling success.
Wow. Well, wherever we got to here, I just want to say thank you, Tom, and thank you, Yorkshire, for producing an Olympian, now Alpe Du Huez winning gem of a 5'7" person.
He's a cyclocross world champion. Like, the bloke has no boundaries. It's great.
No boundaries. Yorkshire's own Tom Pidcock can join Yorkshire's own Johnny Bairstow.
Yeah,
right up there. It is the summer of Yorkshire sports people.
Yeah,
you heard it first.
Yeah, who's next, George? Who's next? Like,
it's a good question.
Do we have a Yorkshire Formula One driver? Of course we don't, because you need like more than 50 quid in your current account to race. So there's not a Yorkshireman in Formula One. I'm trying to think. Football. Could we win the World Cup next year with a Yorkshireman? Who's a Yorkshireman in the English football side?
Well, Leeds just beat some Australian shitty side in a pre-season. We never know. Maybe Leeds go on to win the Premier League next year.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah, that could be it. But yeah, that's for another time.
Anyway, I will speak to you sometime after the weekend.
Yeah, this has been wonderful.
Everyone has enjoyed this impromptu emergency podcast of our opinions.
Yeah, we've got a Formula One wrap up coming this weekend. So if you're an F1 fan, obviously you're not watching this now because this is all about cycling. But if you're a cycling fan, fuck you. We're moving on.
Oh, if you are a cycling fan, we have the excellent Dan Smith coming on the show, who is currently in Alpe Du Huez in the Alps.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, so we've got that coming. But if you're a cycling fan, this is kind of as good as it gets, mate. So if you're not a cycling fan, don't worry, it's going to get much better from here on in. I'm going to hit the gym. I'm going to be much more muscular, and George is going to remain as resplendent as ever. So yes, thank you ever so much for watching. This has been the Gamesmanship podcast, the show forever at the crease of sporting insights. My name's been Joe Spivey. That sort of casually xenophobic man over there with the England flag has been George Wilson, and we are forever at your service. Yes. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, ciao ciao.